folklore Isteach Suantraí Íosa. So you're very welcome here. We're looking at the readings for tomorrow, Wednesday, in the 6th week in Ordinary Time. And again, we're dealing with the first chapter of St. James. Now, we're familiar with the Old Testament wisdom literature in a very wonderful way. James is, in the New Testament, the wisdom literature. And he enables us to get a deeper insight into ourselves. So, for example, he will say to us tomorrow, be quick to listen, but slow to speak, and slow to rouse your temper. God's righteousness is never served by man's anger. That's very emphatic. God's righteousness is never served by man's anger. Am I quick to listen? Am I slow to speak? Or am I thinking about what I'm going to say rather than actually listening? So it's a 3-step process. First, listen, and listen well. Then speak. And if you can speak, speak with a pastoral heart in which anger has no place. Not anger at any person. He goes on to say, nobody can imagine that he's religious if he hasn't learned to control his tongue. Now, I'm not talking about using bad language. That's what a lot of people think of, or losing your temper. No, I'm talking about the fact that you stop talking and you listen more. And it's amazing what you hear when you listen. Of course, quite often, when we stop talking, all we have is our fears. I was listening to someone during the week, and they were saying to me that they were in a situation where they felt very self-conscious. But what they actually meant was they were very conscious of what they thought people might be thinking about them. They weren't really self-aware. And we need to go to our inner room and practice interior stillness and become self-aware. Now, the first thing that happens when we do that is all our worries, anxieties, and our fears come in. Don't worry, they'll all pass. The important thing is that we persist in listening with gentleness to God loving and healing us and teaching us how to be self-aware rather than very self-conscious. To be able to go into a situation and not to become anxious about what others might be thinking, and to be silent and still and to listen. And then, as the Psalm says tomorrow, speak the truth from the heart, not the place of emotion. In the Jewish scriptures, the heart is the center of the person, the place where we encounter God in silence and stillness. St. Augustine has a beautiful quote. Silence is the language of love. And then we have the gospel in which Jesus heals the blind man. And we're told that he saw clearly when he was cured, and he could see everything plainly and distinctly. There's a lovely prayer. Lord, help me in my life to listen well so that I may be able to see things clearly, plainly and distinctly, and to speak your word from my heart, because I have maintained a listening place there in my and I encounter you there every day. Let us continue to pray for one another. I hope you have a good night's rest. A Collis off, as we say in Ireland. and that we'll all wake in the morning with the praise of God on our hearts and on our lips. Agus go manadia ila cóchtach sibh, ahar, mach agus spirit neamh. Amen. Slán go fóill.